What's up, guys? So in today's video, I'm going to show you my routine when I clean out my tubs. I'm going to show you the substrate that I use, the water bowls I use, how I set my actual tub up with the hide or without the hide. I'm going to show you the cleaning products I use, why I chose to use those cleaning products. I'm also going to go over briefly about how I keep track of my snake's weight and the last time they ate. What's going on, guys? It's Baker from Blue Line Morphs. Listen, once again, I appreciate you coming to the channel. Another video, we're keeping the daily videos going. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, like, comment, share. I got an Instagram channel, blue_line_morphs. So just like the introduction said today, guys, I'm just going to go over my regimen when I clean my tubs. I'm in my kitchen now. It's a bachelor home. It's a little messy. So I'm just going to go over what I do every day when I swap out my tubs, when I clean my tubs, the substrate I've been using, where I got various products from. And also, I have mentioned several times about how it's important to keep track of everything that you're doing. So that's exactly what I'm going to show you. This is exactly how I do it. I got my normal hide here. So in most of my tubs, I have a hide, all right? These are your cheap hides you get for like $11, $12, right? So I always throw that right into my sink, all right? We got my water bowls that I use. Now these water bowls, let me dump this water out. These water bowls I got from Walmart, like the dog section. Now, I was having a lot of problems with using like old Chinese dishes or so forth and so on for my water bowls. But once some of my bigger pythons started moving around, unfortunately what would happen is they would tip them over and I would have a nice clean tub for like, I don't know, a couple hours. Then there's just a bunch of water and, scale rot and so forth and so on. So it was kind of a pain in the butt. So I was in Walmart one day in like the dog section buying treats for my pup, obviously, and I came across these things. This is one of the bigger sizes. This thing was like $4. They have smaller and smaller. So I bought these because they're really hard and the center of gravity is relatively low. So I haven't had a problem with them tipping over. Also, they hold a decent amount of water. So I always put that in there. Now, I use unprinted newspaper, guys. The unprinted newspaper that I get, I pick up from Staples. It's like $14, $15, whatever the case may be. And it comes in like packs like 40. So I'm going to show you in a second when I re-put it in this tub. But I found for the 32 or the 28 quart tub, it folds in half real nice and easy. And because of that, you can just fold it in half, put it down low, comes up on the sides a little bit. But when you have your hide, it kind of holds it down. So here's my, ooh, a little nasty. Here's my normal pied female. Sitting at about, I don't know, 700-800 grams, a little bit over 800 grams. We think she's pastel. I'm not entirely sure. You look how much yellow she has. She did have a parent that was pastel. Of course, my dog's barking to come in now. But if you look, you have all this. So what I do, too, is I have an extra tub right here that I keep for my snakes. I put them in there. Normally, they're good to go. So I use Windex multi-source cleaner. Honestly, I clean my house with it, too. I don't even buy regular Windex anymore. It works great for everything. I was using bleach all the time, but there's just something about using bleach that I really don't, the Clorox spray, that I really don't recommend using just because I don't trust bleach, right? If it makes your hands tingly, or if you're using it in your bathroom, cleaning your bathroom, and you get a lightheaded, I just don't think it could be, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm a guy, I don't know how to clean. I almost passed out a couple times cleaning my bathroom. It is what it is. But, so I use this. I give it a couple sprays. I don't go crazy with it. And then, of course, I got my paper towels on deck. Now, I know the coronavirus is going around and everyone can't find paper towels, but thank God I stocked up on it. So I give it a little wipe down. Now, some of the tubs are a lot worse than other ones, right? We all know that. Some of your animals, they might defecate in the tub, or especially with the unprinted newspaper. I found that that when they do urinate, you could tell they urinate because it's bright like yellow. So here is your unprinted newspaper. It comes in a sheet about this big, and I found literally when I just fold it in half, I fold it right in half, and when I put it in there, it kind of fits really, really well, and I'll show you what I mean in a second. So I put it in, I push it down, and it kind of gets snug in there. Now, if you notice, like it kind of comes up on the sideline. I'm trying to get focus here. It kind of comes up on the sides a little bit, which I don't think is all that bad. So I put the hide back in, it kind of holds it down. Plus, it gives the snake a little more of a secluded feel, right? They feel a little more protected. So once I put that in there, listen, some people, they don't change the water all that often because they are snakes. I change the water as much as I can. So of course in here, I'm not going to show you this, but I clean these pretty thoroughly, both the water bowl and the hide, just to make sure everything is copacetic. So now I have spoken about how you really want to make sure you want to keep track of your animals, right? So here, I have a bowl that I got for probably like $2 or $3 from Walmart. I buy everything from Walmart. And then I got a digital scale that I purchased from, oh, look, see me on escapee. Come here, honey. Get back in there. I got a digital scale from, I think, Walmart again, right? I get everything from Walmart. So I picked it up from Walmart, and, I switched over to grams to keep track of my snakes. Now, I don't weigh them every single time I clean the tub, but just because, make sure you zero it out. Just because, like, listen, if I clean the tubs probably once every 5 days, so I'm not trying to weigh them every 5 days, right? You're probably gonna be a little disappointed, a little weird. But what I do is I weigh her right here. All right, she's weighing in at 799 grams. So then I have my pad. Now I try to keep track of everything. Some guys use like that app where you have like the barcodes. I don't know how to use it. I'm using my phone. That's all I know how to use is my goddamn phone. I'm not good with technology, but if you look, I have a notebook going back, when I first got started, the beginning weight, and I keep track of everything when I weigh them, and then I also write down in the book when's the last time they ate, just so it's not misconstrued, right? Because if I have Big Mama, for example, she's weighing at 4,100 grams empty, I give her a 200, 300 gram wrap, she's going to weigh heavier, right? So if all of a sudden I weigh them in and I'm like, oh shit, last week this snake was 700 grams. And then I feed her, then I weigh her, the next 5 days. All of a sudden it's like, oh, this snake is, oh shit, she's 1,100 grams. Now, it's just not the way it works. So I'm trying to find a page where if you look, oh, right here, see, look. I literally write, no food in 10 days. That way I know, right? We're not going to keep, especially if you have big collections. So I just try to weigh it in. I have my pen on me, but normally I write down exactly what the snake weighs. She's ready to strike and take me out. But yeah, so I always keep track of my snakes' weights and their eating habits, right? So you don't see I have another book that's on the actual tubs, on the actual rack, where it talks about it's all when my snakes ate. I say how big they ate. I have my own grading scale when it comes to rats. So what I do is I have like large rat, medium rat. I know in my head approximately how big that animal is. So I write down what they ate, when they ate, and when the last time they ate previous to that was. So that's really all. I'm just going to throw this back in here without cleaning it because I don't want you guys to sit here and watch me clean it. But if you look, I buy, again, these are 32 quart tubs, 28 quart tubs. I buy the medium size hide, and it fits in there like absolutely perfect, right? If you look, it's almost the same width of the 32 quart tub, which makes it like a perfect fit. Now, depending on the size of your snake is what size bowl I choose. Obviously for her, she's about 800 grams. I have the bigger one. And guys, when it's all set up, it sets up really nice, right? It sets up really nicely. I've noticed the snakes sometimes will still go underneath the printed newspaper and go underneath it and then go underneath the hide. It is what it is. But I have found, even though they're in tubs, even though they're in tubs, I put a hide in there. I've noticed that they do eat better and they tend to shoot right into that hide. They really like that hide. So unless you have a gargantuan, like I got Big Mama, where she's not going to fit in a hide, I mean, the tub itself pretty much is her hide, I highly, highly recommend that maybe you just purchase the extra, like 11 bucks, put the tub in there, and then you're good to go right here. As far as, obviously, the hide, some people said put the hide in like this almost, right? Then the snake could be in the hide when it's on the hot side and the cool side, right? You kind of put it on an angle. To be honest with you, I haven't tried that. I've kept the tub right in the back on the hot spot, and I've done relatively well with that. So I don't know if I'm going to switch it up. Maybe I'll switch it up today and give it a shot. But the snake's been doing really, really well with it. So again, I just recommend that in your tubs and your setup, maybe you put a hide in there. But that's my cleanup day, guys. Now, I switched over to that substrate, obviously, just because I've tried various types of different substrates. And let's be honest, like if you got a schedule where you gotta do this relatively quickly, especially if you have a lot of snakes, maybe the Aspen or the Cocoa and so forth and so on is more of a pain in the ass. I know you can spot clean and can stay in there quicker, but if you look, guys, I literally just grabbed, I just grabbed the stuff out, I threw it out, and I was good to go. So, and then cleaning's just that easy. I spray it with my cheap little multi-purpose sprayer, spray it in there, I wipe it down, I throw it out. Now, even if when you have an animal that absolutely destroyed it and there's feces all over the place, it just pops right out, okay, guys? Again, normally I clean both these off right now also. I just don't want to waste time in the video. But that's what I do. That's my regiment when I'm cleaning my tubs. Again, I only have like 15 tubs to clean, so I can take my time individually. This works really well for unprinted newspaper and paper towels. Now, I'll get into a stuff here a little bit now. The difference between the two is I've noticed paper towels obviously come apart real easy. So I've noticed after like a day or two, especially with the humidity, they kind of like break down. Now, with the unprinted newspaper, the animals do have a habit of going underneath it and kind of ripping it apart. But for the most part, it holds up really well. And it's real cheap, guys. It's like 15 bucks. So long story short, I recommend having the hides in the tubs. Use a little cleaner, clean out the tub. You throw it out, you pop a new piece of unprinted newspaper in there, and you're good to go. But I would always just keep track of how big your snakes are. At the end of the day, like I made a video about breeding size, you want to know if your snake's doing well, if it's gaining weight, if it's losing weight. You hear Shelby barking. She decided to go outside. Now she's staying until I'm done. That's the way this works. I'm the human, you're the animal. It's our house. Who am I kidding? But, so that's all I do, guys. I would just, every time I clean them out, I weigh them, and that's it. So, I hope you appreciate this video. This is my cleaning routine. It's real easy. It's real simple. It's not overwhelming, and you should be good to go with it, all right? A little bit of cleaning, change the water out, pop new unprinted newspaper in there, and you're good to go. So that's it. That's how I clean my tubs. Let me know what you guys think. As always, be safe, guys. Always remember, watch the six.